everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Anushka and I just got done editing the whole podcast. Before you watch it, I just want to let you all know that unfortunately I forgot to record the whole Zoom session in gallery view, like the Zoom call. I recorded that in speaker view. I don't know why I forgot and how it happened, but I tried editing it in various different ways, but nothing worked out. So I've just presented it in the most natural way, that is the raw video. So I hope you can bear with it. Yeah, in this episode I have Avdhoot from Read Travel Become. You guys would already know him. I have been one of his earliest subscribers and a viewer and admirer. I hope you like this video. I hope you've already checked out the first part of our collaboration. This is part 2. If you want to know more about Avdhoot, want to get some recommendations, then this video is just for you. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just get started. How are you, Avdhoot, and what are you doing?
Hey Anushka, I'm great. It's a Saturday night here. Best way to spend Saturday night talking with a fellow booktuber. I'm doing great. Weekends are great.
Is it
Always
the
great.
best? Is it the best way to spend a
It
Saturday
is.
night like this? I thought you would be like having fun or maybe just partying on the weekends.
No, no, no. No, no, no. I mean,
That's
that
not the
sometimes
reality
happens.
abroad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not the reality abroad. Exactly.
Hmm.
Like if you
Hmm.
are doing masters, you are an Indian student, especially, you
Hmm.
have to understand what your goals are. You're kind of on a battle on a very high level. If I have to talk like that, you
Hmm.
know you have left everything behind. You've left a very comforting life behind, and life is not as glorifying and happening as it sounds for Indian students abroad. So that's the way it is. You consciously have that thing in mind. Why are you here? So you have to do that. That is your first priority. Obviously, we do have fun. We travel around a lot. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful country. But yeah, you have your own anxieties.
Okay. So was it always your dream to move abroad, or was it just a decision that you took after working in India? How was it?
Yes, it was one of my dreams to come here to study in a very good university. I am not very sure whether I want to settle here in the United States, but I always wanted to explore the education here. I had learned a lot about the kind of education they're giving here, the kind of opportunities that are available here. So, Hamesha the sapna tha to come here and experience this life. I don't know what lies ahead, but yeah, this was I wanted to come here.
And Duke was your preference?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was because for the course which I wanted to do, it was on my top list. In fact, some of the universities which were not as great as the current college I am in, I did not get into those colleges, but I got into Duke. So it really worked, thankfully.
And when did you start your application? How long was the process?
Huh. Oh,
Hmm.
good question.
Was it
So
tiring?
uh, it was. I'll tell you about
Okay.
this. I have a very good friend. His name is
Hmm.
Akshay.
Hmm.
He's my college friend, bachelor friend. We both had decided कि हम दोनों को साथ में जाना है. We were doing everything together. We gave our
Okay.
exams together, everything together, and our college placement started. And he was very clear. He wanted to do his masters, so he was very clear that मैं college placement जाऊंगा ही नहीं. And I was
Okay.
like, okay, if companies are coming, let's try just for the sake of it, like, to understand how the interview process is. I sat for the company which had come, the first company, and I got placed in that. And when I got placed, I felt the dilemma. And when I talked to everyone, everyone was like, dude, work for some years and then go. Don't just
Hmm.
directly go. So
Hmm.
I took that path and he went away. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, 1 year I'll work and then come. So I applied, I got in, but COVID happened. So I continued my job one extended by a year again. So my
Okay.
friend, he almost graduated, but still I'm here in India. We both started at the same time. So I
Okay.
waited 2 years. So that's what happened. I waited 2 years to come here. So that's why when I came here, I was like full happy.
You told me about the education system. How
Yeah.
we have heard that it's different, but how do you personally feel that yes, this is a difference? And especially comparing to India, what do you think
Mhm.
is the difference and what works in favor for students?
Yeah. Yeah. I would say there's a lot of difference. We got to experience that difference when we came here initially. So the thing here is they really believe in uh, understanding understanding what the situation is. they don't care about exams. First things first, you don't have exams. Exams basically mean continuous evaluation. So every week we have assignments, and you are evaluated on every assignment. So there's no one exam which defines that whatever your understanding of the whole semester was. You are giving exam every week. And the second thing is the way subjects are taught. It's very modern. So let's say uh, crypto is going on right now, blockchain is going on right now. So these professors would make sure that whatever they're teaching, that includes a little bit of crypto. So the syllabus keeps updating. It's very dynamic. That's what I like it about being here. And the next thing is you have to present a lot here, especially my course. I'm studying masters in engineering management. So we are learning business fundamentals of technical enterprises. So here presentation plays a very key role. We have to present a lot and work with teams. So every subject we have teams here. You got to present a lot. Like in India, I found I gave very few presentations in my university, and somewhere we had that stage fear of presenting in front of a large audience. But here, because we are presenting so frequently, now it's like you give me a PPT, I'll go present it in whatever form I can.
Yeah.
That's the best part I like, that you're very outspoken here, especially for you're confident here. Exactly. And that thing, exam thing is there, and grades here are evaluated very differently. It's not just what you're getting on an exam or getting on an assignment. It's also peer evaluation. What your peers think about you when you're working in that team, it depends on that. Then it's your attendance, doesn't matter. Even if you don't come, they're okay. Like you should yourself come. They don't care.
You should be willing to study.
Exactly. You should be willing to study. And the last of it, it's fun. Like the professor makes sure that so we have 3 hour lectures. Okay. 3 hours is a long time if you think about it. In India, I would not imagine myself sitting in a class for 3 hours and listening to someone. But here it's very easy. They keep you entertained. They tell you stories. They're fun. You treat them as friends. You can go to, like, these are really accomplished people. They have done a lot in the industry, and they don't behave it like that. They don't behave like that. They're very free with students. They're very nice to students, and you can go to them. You can call them up. You can talk to them. So that's what I like about being here.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Now moving on from your studies to your childhood. Okay. Tell me something about your childhood and growing up as a Marathi, because I don't know any person in who I've spoken to who's a Marathi. So tell me something about yourself in that manner.
So it doesn't look like it, but I used to be a dancer all my life. Okay. Yeah. All my life I've been dancing. I've been dancing all my life. Even in my college, I was part of a really good dancing team. So most of my childhood was spent in dance events and dance workshops. I used to do that. Shamak Dawa's Winter Funk, and those workshops, summer, winter. I was totally into that. Plus, while growing up, I was doing a lot of things. I used to do quizzing. I used to love quizzing. I used to do these drama events, dancing events. It was fun. Like I had academics was not really a core of my childhood. It was just there. But I feel my childhood was super fun. Like I used to do a lot of things. Yeah.
So you've been like an all-rounder, so as to say.
Master of none. I would say I was not a master of none, but I used to do a lot of things. Yeah. There was a phase, 8, 9, 10. I used to play tennis also, a lot of tennis. I played state level also for tennis. So, ek time pe I wanted to be a tennis player. Ek time pe I wanted to be a dancer. Ek time pe, like, that kept happening to me.
You're saying that as if all this is just so easy and it's just so normal. No, it isn't, Adhoot.
Okay. I had fun. Yeah. Of course. Currently, my parents are in Aurangabad. We are from Aurangabad right now. So, yeah, Maharashtra, I feel lots of families around and all over Maharashtra. So, we keep traveling around. Both my parents are doctors. Both of them are, my dad is a surgeon and mom is a pediatrician. So, we have a hospital as well. But there was never any pressure of me being a doctor, because I've seen they are like too passionate about their work and about service to society. And I hated biology, and I never I don't know. I just didn't I just like mathematics a lot. So I didn't choose that side and I chose this field. Plus, I've seen that it's not very Marathi of me, but I have friends from all nationalities and all different types of tongues, not really Maharashtrian folks only. I've been around with a lot of people. Even in college, I had a very diverse set of people. So I think I have this predilection of, exploring different kinds of people and not being associated with a certain kind of group. So, and that's why I find it comfortable here in the US as well. I'm open to talking to Americans or any like Mexicans and Australians, British, anybody. So I'm very comfortable with that.
So now that we're talking about US and you being comfortable there, what do you think? Of course, you would have experienced some change in your personality. As you said, you learned a lot. What are the things you personally you learned? Not the generic ones, okay? That I can cook and I can clean, I can do all my stuff. But personally, what you felt that changed you after moving abroad? Especially US.
That's very interesting question. First thing, I felt that people are very, very polite here. Very polite. Like wherever we go, people are always holding doors for you. They're always saying thank you, always saying sorry, and people are extremely polite. And when you go, just I've seen this so many times, when you're just randomly walking around anywhere, people, when they cross you, they smile at you. Like, this is a very small thing, but it feels so good that somebody is sharing a part of their happiness with you. This has happened a lot of times, and they don't care who you are, what you are. They just smile at you and they go. I've seen this a lot of times here, and I love that. The first thing was that I felt that people are very kind here, and the next thing was there's no limit to anything here, because especially when I visited cities like San Francisco and New York, I was blown away by the kind of vision that these people have. So I would say it's not like they are very well versed with everything and they are very knowledgeable or that thing. But the one thing that these people do right is they know how to get things done. They find the right set of people, they have a structure, and they are never limited by any vision. So if you have an idea here and you want to start a company, the hindrance is less. Like, you can go out there and meet amazing people here and just get started and get things done.
Okay, now I have questions related to YouTube. Let's start with YouTube. So, when did you actually think about starting YouTube, and when did you took actually initiated and took action into starting YouTube? How long was that journey, that time difference?
Very, very less.
Okay.
I remember very less. Yeah. Lockdown had started. I was working in Bangalore, and when lockdown started, I came back home and I was super bored. For a week or two, there was this vacuum where I was like going out of the office, working, traveling around, but suddenly jab vacuum ho gaya tha, I was like, this is so boring. And plus the overall anxieties of COVID and all, it was very frustrating. My parents were doctors, they were both healthcare workers. So we were like in a different space, mental space. And I wanted some distraction. Reading was always there. I was reading, but then I read Shoe Dog, and I was massively inspired. And I have like recommended so many times on my channel, bola bhi hai. And I was like, okay, let's do one thing. Let's just start something. And I think in a week I started. Yeah, I started in a week.
Okay. So weren't you okay? The common notion is, or what I personally experienced is that when you start YouTube channel or anything, anything which you make public, you're always hesitant that what will people think, what will my relatives or my friends think. So did you actually share your videos, and were you confident about yourself initially?
I was not, and I didn't used to share it with a lot of people. I just thought, पहले मेरा करता हूँ. Let's not just tell everyone कि, hey, look, YouTube channel. No, I started very slow. Just families and close friends, I was showing them. And I didn't start it for YouTube, like as a creator, that perspective. I didn't even know that there was a community of so many amazing people like yourself who are doing this thing. And I just took a camera. Even when you see my initial videos now, when the book thing started. So my first video was Mauritius ka video. So I went to Mauritius just before the lockdown, and मैंने उसका एक just clips edit करके I made a video and uploaded it. That's it. That was YouTube for me. That was just a one-time thing.
Uh-huh.
But this content creation thing started with that shoe dog thing, that I wanted to like talk about books now. So my channel was named after my name initially. It was not Read Travel Become. It was my name.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
yeah, very few people know
Okay.
this. This was it
Uh-huh.
was my name initially, and I started just recommending books. Starting
Mhm.
my videos were so badly placed. There was no lighting, there was no sound, and even the first video which I put now, usme to I didn't even know ki it should be a 16:9 format. My video is like a
Oh,
square video. Like there are two
acha.
black borders on the side. That's how bad I
Okay.
was.
Uh-huh.
So I had no idea.
Mhm.
It never started out as a content creation thing. It started
Mhm.
out as I want to do something. I want to like get my mind off and
Okay.
talk about books, because I was in love with books at that point of time. So yeah.
So you weren't a frequent YouTube
No.
viewer?
No. I wasn't a frequent YouTube viewer as well. Just the regular stuff I used to see, nothing like into YouTube. I started getting into YouTube when I became a creator on YouTube.
Okay.
It
Okay,
started
that's
that way for me. Hmm.
okay. So, and what do you think, like for new people, should they just like you just really start YouTube if they
Yes.
really if they want to know?
Yeah. So when people talk about starting, yes, you correctly mentioned that the first point which comes is what will people think of
Yeah.
me? But this is the hard truth, that people don't care about you. People don't. They
Yeah.
have so many things to do. They have so many things in life that that's the last thing that somebody's going to think. अरे इसने ऐसा क्यों किया, ऐसा क्यों किया,
Yeah.
and it'll be momentary, but they're
Yeah.
quickly going to forget and go ahead in your life. So I learned this the hard way, that people don't care about you. They just move on with their lives.
Yeah.
If but at the same time, if you're giving them value, if you're giving them something to think about, only
Hmm.
then they will remember you. So
Hmm.
that is your job. You have to come here, give value, and go. That's it. That's your job, to give them value, so give them something to think about. And for new creators who want to come onto any platform, not just YouTube, they think that it's already so saturated, and it's already like so many people are doing it. What
Hmm.
special am I? It's never like that. I really like this thing about niche. So Gary Vaynerchuk,
Yeah.
he's a content creator. He talks about niches a lot. Like he says that if you pick up a niche, let's say you
Yeah.
like peanut butter, make videos on peanut butter. There will be a community of people out there who love peanut butters and who have researched about peanut butters. You're
Yeah.
making videos for them. That's
Yeah.
it. You don't have to make videos for the entire world. It's a very
Okay.
small niche you have to pick up, and you have to grow through that. That's
Okay.
what I believe. For new content creators, niche is what matters a lot.
Yeah. And your channel is Read, Travel, Become. But now it's
Yeah.
solely catered for book
Yeah.
readers and reviewers. So your initial
Yeah.
plan was to make travel videos, and what did Become mean
Yes.
for self-improvement?
So yeah. It was like that. So I always thought by reading and traveling, you become the best version of yourselves. So
Okay.
this was my that this these two things really resonate with me. I love books and I love traveling. I've traveled a
Yeah.
lot, and these two things have fundamentally changed me as a person. Like no other thing has changed me as much as these two things.
Hmm.
And it's a process that you want to become the best version of yourself. So become is like, yeah, you could say it's related to self improvement and all of these meta things. But
Mhm.
travel, yeah, because COVID happened, so travel is was out of question. And I like the process of making this book related videos, because even I am learning, right?
Hmm.
Because when I have to recommend a book, first I
Yeah.
read it, I improve
Yeah.
myself, I condense it, and then put it. So it's helping me as well. So I love
Yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
it's a
Now
good
coming to the
way.
learning part, that
Huh?
would have been my next question. That is,
Mm.
what have you learned through this journey of starting a YouTube channel, being a creator? What has it taught you?
It has taught me to be curious. Like if there's one thing which can make or break any person's life, like legit, it can change anybody's life, is curiosity. Like everything for me boils down to curiosity. If you're curious about it, you will do it. I was curious, what is YouTube? I started it. I was curious how to edit videos. Did that. I was curious about a book. I read it, recommended it. So everything for me boils down to curiosity. And by YouTube, I've learned this, that I learned a lot of good skills. Like it has been it has a big part of my life. And the best part was I never imagined it like this. I never thought that this is going to happen. I'm going to
Okay.
invest so much time and so much energy into making content. That was never in my, like, I never imagined before starting this. So I like that it naturally came to me. I really like that.
Okay, so are you a planner, organized sort of a person, or you ever like go with the flow and let's see what comes?
Yeah, I'm more of a person who believes abhi right now what I have to do. I don't really think what life is going to look like in 5 years, or I'm not much of a planner. I won't say that I have goals for like 5 years down the line, but I have a goal for tomorrow. I have a goal for day after tomorrow. I like this mindset has come after reading books and after starting creative content
But that's
journey on
a
YouTube.
difficult thing, to live in
It
present.
is because what happens is I have been that way where I was thinking where I want to be,
Yeah.
and you start here, you think you have to be here, so now
Hmm.
you feel until and unless you reach here, you would never be happy because you would always
Yeah.
feel I still have to go a lot, I still have to
Yeah.
go a lot. So I didn't want that, but here, like in our conversation which you had before that,
Yeah.
if I have to make one video, that's my goal. It's a
Hmm.
small goal. It is
Hmm.
achievable. I achieve that, I'm happy. That motivates me to
Yeah.
make another small goal and
Hmm.
conquer it. So this
Hmm.
is a very good mindset that YouTube helped me, and this is like channeling in my other things as well, that
Hmm.
make small goals, conquer them, and eventually something will come out. I don't want to be thinking कि जब तक I don't get that goal, I'm going to stay unhappy or stay unfulfilled. I want to be fulfilled by small things.
The people who are readers and who have read book, I don't think they purposely say this, but non-readers have this notion, or beginners have this notion that they should start with non-fiction, or if they want to build up a reading habit, they should start with self-improvement or non-fiction books in general, because investing time in books means they have to learn something, which can be which is easy in non-fiction. So my question is, do you think that people undervalue fiction books?
Definitely they do. Definitely. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you the why this is the thing, because we have been conditioned that way, that when you read something, you get marks. Like in the school, it
Yeah.
was conditioned for the most time of our early childhood and later childhood. We are conditioned that way. If you're reading something, you're getting a result out of it. When you're
Yeah.
so for fiction, when it comes to fiction, it's a natural tendency for people that if I'm reading, I should get something out of it. And when they don't get that, they think it's useless. But
Yeah.
some things are very meta in nature, and even I've made a video on this, that why reading fiction is more important than non-fiction, because most of the creative ideas, creative people, everyone, you take everyone, they have taken inspiration from stories. They have been inspired by stories, and that thing has helped them to expand their mind. Imagine themselves in other shoes, develop empathy, and develop characters. So I totally believe that reading fiction is very useful and very important.
So people also, I know this. My friends also say this, that readers are born. We don't enjoy personally reading, and the people who read books genuinely read books because they like reading books. But I think, on the other hand, that you you can build up a habit. You can build
Yes.
up a reading habit, and it's never too late.
I think everyone is just that one book away from developing a reading habit. And this is not being told, but this should be out there, this particular notion that is the writer's responsibility to make you read the entire book. It's not your responsibility to read the book. I
Hmm.
truly believe that. There are so many books which I have not finished, which I didn't enjoy. That does not mean
Yeah.
that I am not a reader or I am not capable. It's the writer's responsibility. They are putting in effort. They have made the book that way that you should read it. It's that way. People think I have to put in efforts. I have to make all the efforts. I have to sit down. I have to read and learn. It's not like that. And one more thing is, when you tell people, when you give them this freedom of choice that you have to do this, you have to do this, so they generally feel just because it's something we have to do, it's like reading, getting marks for exams. Like it seems
Hmm.
competitive. It seems a task.
Yeah.
Same thing if you apply to movies. Like I don't think reading fiction is any way different than watching a movie. Both are their own
True.
forms of entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we know this because we have read books.
Yeah, exactly. We
Yeah.
know this, that it's, if not equally, more enjoyable than watching a movie. Also, I don't have the system of reading a certain number of books in a specific amount of time.
No,
I know people
neither
do
do.
that, like reading
Yeah.
challenge. That helps me because I feel if there's a reading challenge, that means it's something which I have to do. It's again
Yeah.
a task. I already have so many tasks. I'm putting one more task. And until
Yeah.
and unless I don't reach that goal, I feel somewhere you feel that वो challenge complete नहीं हुआ है. So I don't have anything. I feel whenever I like reading, whenever I feel I have time, I read.
Yeah.
It's
So
that way for me.
so in my case, I tried making a TBR, but that did
Huh?
not work for me.
Mm.
Because the thing is, I read as per my mood, the kind
Mm.
of books that I like. So sometimes when I started making this TBR thing, I added books based on that on my mood at that time. And
Mm.
throughout the month, my mindset or my mood changed. So I
Right.
picked up books based on my liking at that moment, what I was thinking,
Mm.
what phase I was in. So I thought, what is the point of making a TBR? And I have taken challenges as in reading books, 7 books in 7 days, but that was for fun, for
That was for
creativity.
fun.
That
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah,
That's fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
adding a little spice to reading, and I enjoyed that.
Uh,
Now you have to recommend books, movies, and podcasts, or anything else which you feel people should do. Some recommendations that you can
okay.
give. Let's start with movies, or
Movies.
yeah, or web series or
Okay.
anything.
Yeah.
I can give you
Movies we
time.
can start.
You can take some time if you want.
Yeah. I think I'm clear with that. I have some
Okay.
favorites of mine.
Mm-hmm.
So if we talk about movies, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
huge Christopher Nolan fan. Like huge.
Okay.
I have seen Interstellar more than like 40 times, more than 40 times easily. I might hit 50 very soon. I love Interstellar. So number one
I don't
recommendation.
get it. Also,
Huh?
I don't get it. Also, related to this, I have a question. Why do
Huh?
boys have, more interest in sci-fi books? I really don't enjoy sci-fi. It's my least favorite genre. I don't
Okay.
get it. I
I'll
read
tell you why
Hitchhiker's
I
Guide.
like it.
I
Huh?
started reading
Huh?
Hitchhiker's
Huh?
Galaxy on your recommendation, and it's
It's so
still
much
lying in my
fun.
bookshelf.
Oh, it's
It's
so
still
much
lying in my
fun.
bookshelf. I just read, I think, 50 or 60 pages, and I was okay. I am enjoying it. It's funny, yes, I get it, but I wasn't motivated enough to finish reading it.
Okay, I'll tell you why I like science fiction. It's because
Mhm.
that's the only thing which is like unexplored now. There are two things which are not explored. Humans have done everything, but two things they have
Mhm.
not been able to decipher. One is what is out there, and
Mhm.
one what is it in here, the brain.
Mhm.
Two things.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
brain seems too complicated because I've read this book by David Eagleman about the brain, Incognito. I
Okay.
started reading that, but it
Mhm.
became too complicated. But when you read the same about like the cosmos or stuff, it's fascinating. It's truly fascinating because you don't know so many things and the possibilities are endless. It can be anything. That's why I like it. The
Yeah.
possibility of it being like huge and imaginative. That's why I like science fiction. I still have like astrophysics for people in a hurry. Like I always
I
carry
start.
this around.
I listened to this
Huh.
audiobook. This one's audiobook,
Okay.
Astrophysics for
How was
People.
it?
I mean, I think science fiction does not work for me. I think it's too
Yeah.
much for me to take.
Sorry, yeah, movies, right?
Movies.
Uh, Interstellar, all-time favorite.
Mhm.
Ah, oh, my Pursuit of Happiness, I really like.
Yeah.
Then A Beautiful Mind, The
Okay.
Imitation Game,
Uh-huh.
include all of Nolan's movies, all of Nolan movies. Like
Okay.
even his first film, which was Following, it's on YouTube also. It's a black and white film.
Okay.
Even that film is a masterpiece. So all of Nolan's works. Uh, recommend now. So
Hmm.
mainstream movies to everybody know. I can maybe recommend something which people have not seen. There's a movie by Brad Pitt's movie called 7 Years in Tibet. It's on Netflix. I recently saw
Okay.
that and I was I
Uh-huh.
was really fascinated. It's a very nice movie. It's about
7
travel.
years in Tibet.
7 Years in Tibet. And
Okay.
one more underrated movie which I recommend to a lot of people because they haven't. This movie is not a very huge movie, but the movie is called The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Okay.
It's a beautiful movie.
Movie.
Adhoot. It's a beautiful. It's a yeah, it's a
Mm,
beautiful movie. It made me feel so much. It's too beautiful. Like it's shot in Ireland and stuff. Those scenery is great. And Tony, I like Dil Chahta Hai. I'm a huge Dil Chahta Hai fan. बहुत
yeah.
बड़ा
I
fan दिल
rewatched
चाहता
it
है.
just few months back.
Yeah, few master class
Hmm.
of filmmaking from a
Hmm.
filmmaking perspective. I really like Dil Chahta Hai.
Okay.
Yeah, I think movies, these are my top ones.
Okay. And web
Uh,
series?
Web series, Sherlock,
Hmm.
all time. I have a Sherlock poster right in front of me. All time
Sherlock.
favorite Sherlock. Yeah.
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
Black Mirror,
Mm,
amazing show.
that is mind blowing. I mean, how can people come up with ideas like that? I was
My
shocked.
God,
The writers
true.
and then executing them in a certain way.
Yeah, the
Ex-
execution,
exactly. You can
it's
come up with it.
horrifying. Black
Yeah.
Mirror is amazing. And there's one
Yeah.
more show which is an equal mind blow. It's called Dark. Have you? It's on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Dark,
Oh,
it's on
I
Netflix.
have been a
I love
great
that.
admirer of that show. I recommended that show
Lovely
to
show.
so many of my friends.
Yeah,
Loved it.
and
Yeah.
I remember I was so invested. I had a chart prepared of the family tree. There's a complex family, right? So I had made timelines.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I remember
I didn't have a prepared chart, but I actually did it myself.
for all the Breaking Bad fans, like whoever has seen Breaking Bad, it is seldom considered the
Yeah.
greatest TV show of all time, and I agree it is the greatest. But there's one more show called Better Call Saul. So have
Yeah.
you seen Breaking Bad?
My brother has seen both these shows
Okay.
and he loves them, but I
Better
haven't.
Call Saul is mind blowing. It's and also some documentaries which I really like. Which I'm a huge fan of Cosmos, the Carl
Okay.
Sagan show, which Neil deGrasse Tyson has
By
hosted.
now I know this.
Yeah, Cosmos is like my favorite TV show, if other than Sherlock. It's I think Cosmos would be second,
Acha,
Sherlock would be
Cosmos is
number
a
one.
TV show. I thought
It's a
anything
TV
related to
show.
Cosmos.
No. Cosmos is a TV
Uh-huh.
show. It's a TV show.
Okay.
It's third or fourth in the IMDb top 250 TV shows of all time. It's a great show.
Okay.
It's one of the
Okay.
best shows. They have explained science fiction in a very easy way. So there was a climber, a Sherpa, who climbed
Uh-huh.
nine or I'm not sure the number, the highest number of mountains in I think
Acha.
9 or 10 months.
Okay.
14 Peaks. I think 14 Peaks is the name of the documentary. Yeah, 14
Okay.
Peaks.
Okay.
Really like that. The Last Dance. Then Blue Planet. Anything by David Attenborough. Huge fan. David Attenborough makes these gorgeous documentaries.
Okay.
Then documentary. Dirty Money is good on Netflix.
Okay.
It's really interesting. Then
I'm not that into documentaries, but I
okay,
will, now that you recommend it, I
yeah,
will check out some.
they're very interesting and they've shot in a very interesting way.
Okay.
I like science fiction and also I've read these conspiracy theories, conspiracy documentaries.
Yeah.
Bob 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 Lazar Bob Lazar's documentary that I've seen. That I really recommend that. And what else? Yeah, I think काफी हो गए documentaries. अभी तो I'm able to remember this much only. These are my top ones.
Okay. Okay. Nice. What else? Books,
What else?
movies, podcasts.
Podcasts, yeah. So there's a very beautiful podcast. Do I use the word beautiful a lot of times?
You do.
But yeah, but that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway.
There's a podcast called Things Are Alive. Wait. Everything is alive. Everything is alive. Sorry. Each episode, there are two people talking. The one is a host, and the other is an object. Now that
Okay.
object sometimes is a pillow, sometimes it's a toothbrush, sometimes it's a soap,
Oh.
sometimes it's a towel, and they have a conversation. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And they go to such an extreme level of consciousness, such an extreme level. The conversation starts very like, or at the very trivial level, but they go deeper and deeper. That what if things were alive? How would they think? Then Tim Ferriss show, all-time favorite. Like,
Yeah.
go to podcast. He's an
Yeah.
amazing guy. Some offbeat podcasts are 99% Invisible. This is also very good.
99%.
Invisible.
Yeah, but I've heard about this one, but I never listened to it.
Yeah, so they talk about these crazy ideas, crazy concepts, and they deep dive into that concept. It's
Okay.
related to everything. It's very random, but their
Uh-huh.
way of presenting is very nice.
Okay.
So I really like that podcast. What else? What do I listen to? Daily Stoic, Ryan Holiday.
Yeah.
He's a good host. I believe
Mhm.
I have a predilection towards stoicism, so I do listen to stoic philosophy. So
Okay.
good podcast,
Okay.
recommended.
Okay.
Business Wars, yeah, Business Wars. I just remembered one of my
Business
favorite
Wars, yeah, I
podcasts.
even I love that.
Lovely, yeah,
Great. Like it's like
great
you're watching a
podcast.
series or a a movie, and
Yeah,
it's done in that fashion. Great.
they've paid attention to details so much. Like it
So much.
feels like you're watching a movie. It's very
For books, I think people can check out, of course, your channel. You know?
yeah. For books, please
So,
log on
okay.
to check out the travel become.
Yeah, of course, the link will be in the description box. Otherwise, you would already know. Do you have anything to add on to this? Any last notes or anything?
Uh, no, I think it was a good conversation. I really like the community of booktubers. I feel someday we should all get together and wait a minute, my
Yeah.
Siri got activated. Sorry.
Uh,
Um I think someday there should be a community for us as well to discuss.
yeah.
Thoda disconnect. There's a disconnect in the creators as well. So I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to that. This was the first step in that. I'm very good friends with Daksh Jindal. He's like my mentor. Like
Oh,
I ask him for recommendations, and absolute gem of a person. He's like helped me personally, professionally.
okay.
I consider him like a big brother when it comes to YouTube. So this and connecting with you was like the next step. Like I'm trying to meet new people and have
Me
interesting
too.
conversations.
Yeah. Even I am
So
trying to do that, just engage
mm,
with more bookkeepers, build up our own community. That's
right,
my aim as well. Yeah.
yeah. Shruti
Because I
also
think,
I have collaborated with Shoot Fandom Newbie. She's
okay,
also
yeah.
amazing, very nice, very nice.
It was great having you here. I had such a great time, to be very honest, very
Same
honest.
here,
I enjoyed the conversation. I don't know
same here.
how it will look on YouTube and the whole conversation will come across as on YouTube.
Yeah,
I don't know it was content worthy or not, but I
it
personally
was
had a gala time. I enjoyed
same,
it.
same.
I hope the vibe, reflects on YouTube as well.
It does, it does. It's always great talking to you. I can feel your energy. I hope I was energetic, Raj.
You were.